Hi everybody, our last day of digital learning for the school year, and I'm so excited that today we're going to talk about metric measurement because it is, I think, pretty easy because it's a base 10 system, and I love the base 10 system. I taught you guys how to use it in multiplication and division, and it allows us to do math in our heads, which I love, mental math. So the reason people like the metric system, it is a base 10 system. And I will show you that then to convert metric measurements, which we'll do later today in our next lesson, that you will just have to multiply by powers of 10, either by 10, 100, 1,000 to get the next measurement. It makes it really easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is there's going to be 3 videos about how we measure things with metric. The first thing is going to be how we measure things with length. Now in the customary system, we talked how we measured things using inches, feet, and yards, and miles. That's how we measure things in our country. Now the metric system uses some other measurements. So if you have a ruler like this at home, one side is going to be 12 inches long. That's our customary system. But if you turn it over and you look at it, and I will show you on this one, right here, did you see how it says metric? And this is the other system to measure length. Now, on this ruler, what you see with the numbers, those are measuring centimeters. We're going to start smaller than centimeters. Because with our system, remember the smallest we could go is inches. On the metric system, we can go smaller than centimeters. We can actually, there's actually a name for all these little lines between the centimeters. They're called millimeters. So when you look at your ruler right here, so right here, this is what a 0 would be, all the way to the big 1, they're going to be 10 millimeters. So for every centimeter, there's 10 millimeters. So what that means is if I was going to count every single line here between the numbers, it would be 10. So the little lines are millimeters, and if you have 10 millimeters, it's going to equal a centimeter. So when you look at a ruler on this side, all the big numbers are centimeters. So if I looked at this and I put my finger right, let's say right here where the 5 is, that would be 5 centimeters. How many millimeters would it be? Well, it would be 5 times 10, because each of these in between have 10 lines. If I have 100 centimeters, that's going to equal a meter. And when you watch the video today, it's going to talk about a meter stick and what a meter is, because a meter is going to be 100 centimeters. See the pattern here? Times 10 times 100. Now, if you take 1,000 meter sticks, you will get to the measurement of kilometers. So if you went over to Europe and they were asking about the distance between towns or cities, they would measure it in kilometers. In our country, we measure it in miles, but they use a different form of measurement to measure that distance. So in 4th grade, the big ones that we want you to know is we want you to know millimeters, centimeters, meter, and kilometer, and just get an idea of the basic size of those. If you notice, the most standard form, and when you watch the video later that you have from YouTube, you're going to see this, the standard form of measurement with the metric system for length is the meter. Then for all of these others, there is a prefix put in front of meter. So for instance, there's milli, centi, kilo, and in the video it will explain what each of those means, because each of those prefixes that you're put in front of them has a meaning or a number meaning to it. So these are the basic ones for length. I'm also going to do two more quick videos, very short, that I want you to watch that are underneath this. One that's going to talk about capacity, and the next one is going to talk about mass and how we measure them in the metric system.